guys, welcome back to our podcast Toxic to Me. I'm Ivana, aku dokter.
Dan aku Christiana, aku psikolog klinis.
Jadi hari ini kita mau ngomongin apa, Ti?
Ya, jadi mungkin hari ini kita mau ngomongin hubungan toksik.
Kan bisa antara pertemanan, dalam percintaan, iya kan? Tapi hari ini kita mau lebih fokus ke segi pertemanan.
Ya, toxic
Because
friendships.
we rarely talk about toxic friendships. It's always relationships, right?
Ya,
Apa itu hubungan pertemanan toksik? Apa itu pertemanan toksik?
jadi mungkin dari sudut pandang aku sebagai seorang psikolog klinis ya. Kalau hubungan toksik itu merupakan hubungan di mana seseorang merasa bahwa dirinya seringkali tidak diberikan respect atau kehormatan, terus seringkali direndahkan oleh teman-teman atau orang lain dalam kehidupannya. Terus juga mungkin seringkali dikritik dengan alasan yang kurang valid. Bisa juga sangat dikontrol atau dimanipulasi juga.
Kalau dalam hubungan pertemanan dan percintaan, does it manifest in different ways?
Itu bisa ada friends yang kayak are very very controlling, very very possessive, atau backhanded criticisms. Mungkin untuk kita memberikan ilustrasi kita bisa cerita aja ya. Mungkin selama ini Ivana, pengalaman Ivana gimana dengan toxic friendships? And how did you know itu toxic?
Iya, itu justru yang susah ya menurut aku. I think if you are, kalau kita udah tahu dari awal ini orang toxic, nggak mungkin juga kan kita mau temenan sama mereka. Tapi kayak cuman ketahuannya tuh pas udah setengah jalan, udah nyemplung gitu ya ibaratnya. I've met people who are very insecure, I feel, about where they are in life and who they are as a person. Tapi they don't realize it atau nggak mau mengakui kalau mereka tuh insecure. Tapi jadinya it manifests in really ugly ways,
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
They try to control the people around them. They give backhanded compliments to people around them. Jadi bisa jadi controlling banget, bisa juga jadinya possessive, right? Nggak boleh berteman dengan orang lain. Tapi ada juga nggak sih, pernah nggak sih Ci, kamu ngerasa bawaannya negatif aja mulu, selalu tuh always has something negative to say about everyone and everything.
Orang yang negatif, like obviously not everyone's gonna be positive all the time ya. Tapi aku juga punya temen nih. Temen ini tuh kayak setiap kali ada sesuatu yang baik terjadi, dia pasti akan cari negatifnya aja. And it brings down everybody around her all the time. And kayak mungkin gak bermaksud mencari perhatian, tapi jatuhnya seperti itu.
Bener banget.
Jadi kayak everything has to be about me.
Tapi kalau kayak gitu ya Ci, pernah nggak kamu ngerasa drained or
All the time.
I mean, me personally being around someone like that all the time, so negative.
Yeah.
Awal-awalnya nggak apa-apa, tapi lama-lama tuh I feel drained. I feel kayak so tired, so exhausted to keep talking to this person who has nothing nice to say about anything. It's very tiring. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I think when I meet this person who I also know very well, it's a mutual friend of ours. I think tuh kayak at the end of the day, I play therapist a lot because orang ini datang dengan berbagai masalah. Every time I give them a solution, tunggu lagi one more problem, and at the end of the day, ya definitely susah banget for us to navigate it, especially karena I like to think Ivana and I are quite happy, like bubbly people. So when we meet people who consistently kayak complain, pasti juga kebawa. For sure, I think tuh it's emotionally exhausting juga.
It is. It definitely is.
And mungkin I want to talk about gimana toxic relationships can manifest ya. Jadi sebenarnya I don't know about how you feel ya, tapi menurut aku sendiri, actually it's very very difficult to see when a relationship is toxic. Jadi mungkin kita bisa ngomongin itu dulu ya.
Yeah, definitely. Teach me.
No,
Coba ajarin gue. Gue sampai sekarang belum tahu cara mengidentifikasi orang toxic tuh gimana sih.
Tadi kan udah sempet kita kasih definisinya. Tapi mungkin manifestasinya dalam keseharian agak beda ya sama kayak textbook.
Dan juga tadi kan udah diungkit dikit ya, perbedaan manifestasi pertemanan toksik sama percintaan hubungan romantis toxic, right? But what do you think, T? Namanya aja pertemanan, we're friends with guys, girls, different genders. Beda nggak? Antara gender pun beda nggak menurut kamu?
Well, menurut aku sendiri sih sebenarnya pasti ada bedanya dalam kayak interaksinya dan lain-lain. Tapi I think underlying core principles itu nggak bergantung dengan gender, tapi
Yeah,
lebih ke
I agree.
orang ke orang, individu ke
Benar.
individu.
Benar.
Tapi mungkin just on the topic of that, kita bisa coba kasih contoh-contoh of toxic relationships antara pertemanan kita yang perempuan dengan pertemanan kita dengan laki-laki. Maybe Ivana bisa mulai lah dengan contoh of toxic relationships between girls and guys based on your experience.
I don't know, maybe this is like a hot take. Hot take, I don't know. But I believe guys and girls can be friends platonically. I know there are, pasti adalah beberapa orang di luar sana yang nggak percaya cowok dan cewek itu bisa hanya teman. Pasti
Yeah.
there's something more, ada lebih. Tapi gue percaya bisa. In my platonic friendships with males, with people of the male species, usually gue kan orangnya kalau dalam pertemanan cukup santai. Tapi ada beberapa teman-teman yang cukup toxic that I feel these are my red flags, my personal red flags. Ini cuma sharing ya guys. Don't take it like to heart. Biasanya ada kecenderungan posesif. Ini temen doang loh, bukan pacar, nothing more than friends, tapi posesif. Kemanapun kita like who we wanna meet or who we wanna see or where we wanna go tuh kayak ditanya dan bener-bener diinterogasi gitu loh, kayak like a boyfriend maybe would, you know. Itu that's like a warning sign for me. Ada juga not just like this is still talking about possessive, tapi lebih ke arah orangnya tuh kayak the person never approves of any of your friends.
Yeah.
Oh, this is like almost like a toxic boyfriend, you know what I mean? Tapi it's a friend, it's a guy friend. Doesn't approve of other guy friends. Doesn't approve of even some of your girlfriends who maybe have already picked up on how toxic he is.
Yeah.
And then sometimes there's a bit of emotional manipulation there also.
Yeah.
You know?
Contohnya gimana? How would you define emotional manipulation in your male friendships?
If they're smart enough, sometimes, in my experience, mereka tahu weakness kita, kelemahan kita apa. Misalnya, if they know I'm insecure about something or I feel a certain way about something, itu dipakai sebagai senjata dia, ngerti kan?
Yeah.
Jadi itu dipakai untuk menyerang balik ke kita. Contoh, this is just an example. Misalnya aku orangnya paling nggak suka ada masalah sama orang lain. I'm a peace lover, let's say. And he knows that, let's say. Itu bisa, he'll take, like, dia bisa ngancem gitu loh. Dia bisa bilang, yeah, you don't think you doing this will make people not like you? And then you start overthinking. You know what I mean? He can take your weakness and turn it around. I feel like this goes for girl friendships as well, yeah? Not just guy friendships. But this is my experience with
Guy
guy
friendships.
friendships. With girl friendships, it's more obvious. I feel like it's easier, lebih gampang untuk identify the emotional manipulation. Like, I think because we know we're girls, and then we're interacting with other girls, so we understand how we think. But then coming from a guy, it's different. It's different because our minds are not wired the same, right?
Well, I think dari girl friendship juga sebenarnya sometimes it's easier, tapi sometimes it's harder karena orang-orang kan beda-beda. Kadang-kadang I think, speaking of my experience dari pengalaman aku sendiri ya, in my life tuh ada satu friendship breakup yang gede banget. This friendship breakup itu terjadi a while ago pas lagi uni. Jadi this girl tuh sebenarnya she was such a very 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 like kayak kind, sweet, beautiful girl kayak inside and out, and like to me this is my biggest heartbreak of my entire life was friendship breakup dengan this girl. Me and this girl tuh we met di uni, terus immediately we became kayak besties yang bener kayak did every single thing tuh bareng, bajunya matching, terus kayak setiap kali liburan perginya bareng. Jadi basically dulu itu like she was the best person in the world, like I loved her so much. Apapun yang dia lakukan I worshipped her. I was her biggest fan. We were super super close. She knew everything about me. Jadi dalam hidup aku tuh kayaknya aku belum pernah sedekat itu sama orang sebelum ini. Jadi ya udah kita temenan super super deket. Terus datanglah tahun 2017-2018 gitu. Kita harus nyari rumah. Soalnya di UK setelah 1 tahun di asrama, biasanya orang-orang cari apartemen, cari rumah biar bareng. Now obviously me and this girl were like, of course, let's go. So kita tanda tangan kontrak to live in this house bareng dengan 2 teman kita lagi. And then udah tanda tangan kontrak, kita libur. We went for summer break. Terus aku kan balik ke Indo, tapi sama liburan ini aku chat dia tuh dibalasnya jarang-jarang. And cara ngomongnya tuh beda banget dengan cara ngomong dia biasanya. And because aku kenal baik banget sama dia, I know this is not how she talked. I was trying to think, hope for the best. Yeah, I was like, okay, maybe dia sibuk. Maybe she's just going through something, apalah. Balik kan ke UK, masuk ke our apartment. I met her and she was like, oh, hi. Aku langsung mikir, kaget. At first aku pikir tuh bercanda. Tapi lama-lama, beberapa hari kemudian, she just wouldn't talk to me. Sampai aku tanya ke orang lain, did I say something? Did I do something? Apa mungkin aku lupa? Or maybe aku gak nyadar aja. Maybe last year sebelum kita pergi libur, I did something. Tapi everyone's like, we don't know, you didn't do anything. Fast forward through all the details, we moved in, kita harus tinggal bareng setahun. Karena kita udah tanda tangan kontrak.
Kontraknya 1 tahun.
Dalam 1 tahun itu, she never told me what was wrong. Setiap kali aku tanya, she said nothing. Nah, tapi a few months later, aku dikasih tahu sama temen-temennya dia. Kenapa dia marah sama aku. Dan alasannya, she felt like I was too nice to her. Terus dia literally bilang, iya, aku sama Tiana tuh gak pernah ada masalah, jadi I feel like our friendship was not real. So our friendship tuh terlalu Pinterest. Nah tapi orang ini lama-kelamaan gak pernah ada pertemanan yang tahan lebih dari beberapa bulan sama dia. So I noticed about her, dia tuh tipe orang yang gak suka kalau spotlightnya gak di dia. Misalkan, kalau aku lagi jalan sama dia, dan orang lain bilang, oh temen kamu tuh baik banget, she'll find a way to always bring the attention back to her. So I think she didn't really like the fact that kayak I was my own person juga. Tapi again, I don't really know what happened.
If that really was the real reason why.
It doesn't make sense.
It's toxic. It's a toxic reason. Gue mau stop berteman dengan ini orang karena gue gak pernah ada masalah sama dia. Masuk akal gak?
Yeah.
Just saying.
So I think, right, bisa aja emang masalahnya di aku. Tapi she was a very...
No, if you're watching this, you lost a good one. But your loss is my gain. So, love you.
Tapi kayak I think that one, toksiknya di mana? Kita nggak tahu kan. Mungkin toksiknya dengan kurang komunikasi. Recapnya gitu. Orang yang nggak bisa berkomunikasi tentang perasaan mereka.
If it's true, she's the kind of person yang very spotlight on herself. That's also ya namanya hubungan, pertemanan atau percintaan, it's about give and take, right?
Yeah.
So I think if you really, kalau kita benar-benar peduli tentang orang ini, we wouldn't mind sharing the spotlight. You know what I mean? Because kita mau merayakan teman-teman kita mau merayakan pasangan kita mau merayakan orang yang kita sayang gitu kan. Tapi kalau kita justru merasa terancam atau ini, I think there's some underlying issues there that you know.
Oke, jadi mungkin tadi aku udah cerita sedikit.
Iya, tapi gue juga ada sih temen yang kayak gitu, kayak everything has to be about her. Jadi I have this one friend. Somehow every conversation we have itu bisa diputer around and it becomes about her. And then, but I love listening to my friends about them talking about themselves. It's not a problem for me. Jadi I would let her cut and let her talk about herself. And then tapi lama-lama capek loh. Kayak I can never get a point across. You know what I mean? Tanpa dipotong dan dibuat menjadi tentang diri dia lagi. Sekali toxic bukan berarti selamanya toxic, you know? Because ini orang, she has actually gotten a lot better. And that is why I'm still friends with her. Because I believe she will get better. Like she has gotten better and she will continue to get better. Which also reminds me of this other friend that I have.
Yeah.
Who is, this one's also quite a character.
Tell me.
Jadi I was best friends with this one girl. I was like super tight with this one girl. Tapi dia kayaknya orangnya cemburuan. Jadi kayak possessive juga. So I wasn't allowed to have other friends. Gue nggak boleh nih berteman dengan orang lain. Gue tuh harus kemana-mana sama nih orang, berdua doang, nggak boleh punya teman lain. I mean, personally, I get that. Sometimes I won't lie. Sometimes if I see my best, like, sometimes I get jealous if Tiana goes out with other people.
Really? Wait, why don't you tell me?
Why would it's so toxic? Why would I tell you that? Why would I be like, Tiana, you can go?
Girl, I literally invite you to everything, but you're working.
Yeah, I don't.
Well, I've never not invited you to anything. I literally added you to a group chat of kayak Ini's
But
birthday.
every time I invite you to something, you're working. No, I have a session.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Okay, I love you. We have to schedule this. Kita aja jadwalin this 3 weeks in advance.
We have to- No, yeah. So basically, I get it lah. Sometimes when you like a person so much as a friend, you just want to keep that person to yourself. You know what I mean? I feel it, but I think it's important to recognize toxic thoughts and toxic behaviors and not act upon it.
Yeah.
This person enggak, she just acted upon it, you know. And ya udah, gue jadi nggak boleh punya teman lain. Gue kemana-mana harus berdua sama dia. Tapi here's the catch.
Here's the catch.
Setiap kali ini cewek punya pacar baru, menghilang.
Oh, those girls yang kayak tiba-tiba dia punya pacar terus hilang, nggak ada kontak 6
Disappears
months plus.
off the surface of the
Putus
earth.
di telepon kan, hi,
Iya,
miss
putus
you.
baru balik lagi nyari gue.
Yeah.
Kan, come on man. You want me to be around for everything, not have other people in my life. But then you're not there. You're not a consistent figure in my life.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
No.
It sounds very like I give and she takes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're not friends
Yeah.
anymore.
Maybe, yeah. Well, I think it's for the best.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, jadi gimana? Why do you think orang tuh bisa kayak gitu?
Wow, honestly though, for me, I'm not a psychologist. Gue bukan psikolog. Tapi kalau dari pengalaman gue, for me it's usually rooted in two things. It's either insecurity, like jealousy, insecurity, things like that, or narcissism. But the one that I really want to touch on is insecurity.
Okay, let's
Because
talk
I have, gila, it seems like I have a lot of toxic friendships, but we have one friend who I think she's very insecure of herself. Like she doesn't. I don't know. Gue nggak tahu ya dia sadar nggak ya dia insecure or not. Tapi we believe that it might be rooted in insecurity karena this person she's surrounded with people who love her so much. Iya kan? Dia tuh banyak temen yang peduli tentang
Like,
dia.
we love her
We
so
love
much.
her. We actually really love her.
Love her so much.
But
But
she
it's hard
cannot
to love her.
take. It's hard to love her.
It's hard to love her.
She cannot take constructive criticism, and instead she gives backhanded compliments. And dia malah nyerang kita ya. She attacks us instead sometimes. Instead of using, so she spends a lot of energy tearing down the people around her.
Jelek-jelekin mereka.
Jelek-jelekin mereka, very negative lah, very negative aura, negative vibes. But the thing is, we think that if she took that energy and put it into like working on herself or whatever problems that she may have or whatever it is, she would be such an amazing person, I feel, right? You don't think so?
Definitely, and I think juga mungkin kita bisa aku tambahin dikit tentang kecemburuan. Tadi kan Ivana udah cerita sedikit about kecemburuan antara temen. Tapi like when someone has other friends. Kalau this girl mungkin dia agak cemburu dengan orang yang dia pandang lebih
Di atas dia.
Dengan cara trying whatever she can to bring them back down. Contohnya kalau misalkan mau cerita tentang kayak, oh this happened, this bad thing happened, she's like, oh my god that's terrible, you should just quit your job, you should just break up with your boyfriend. Kalau cerita I don't think itu sengaja, tapi I think mungkin dari kecemburuan dan kayak Ivana bilang barusan insecurity, dia akan terus menerus try to bring people down around her so that they're on her level, kayak her level. I don't like to say that, tapi the thing is at the end of the day mungkin a lot of people tuh bisa toxic, kita pun bisa toxic dan pasti pernah toxic.
Pernah.
Tapi the important thing itu kita udah grow from that. Sekarang mungkin kita bisa bahas sedikit gimana sih kan kita udah contoh-contoh toxic relationships ya, toxic friendships di mana orang sulit berkomunikasi, di mana orang insecure, orang cemburuan, dan orang mungkin kayak jadinya jatuhnya posesif atau kayak kurang baik ke orang-orang lain. Mungkin ku tambahin dikit, I think a toxic friendship is a kind of person yang bukan cuma toxic ke kita, mungkin ke kitanya baik banget, tapi ada kecenderungan untuk kayak menjelek-jelekan teman-teman lain dia. Jadi contohnya, I really don't trust people yang akan super baik to my face. And when they're talking to me, all they talk about is other people. All they do is tear down other people.
Yeah.
All they do is kayak either talk about other people's appearance, talk about other people's career. You spend so much energy being negative that it's hard for you to kayak actually, it's just exhausting to be around you. Nah, Ivana, apakah Ivana pernah ngerasain nggak kalau setelah hangout dengan seseorang, pas udah selesai tuh kayak rasanya capek banget?
Sering. Like,
Gimana?
bawaannya kan negatif. Jadi ngerasa very draining.
Yeah.
Cause I don't really like, sekali dua kali nggak apa-apa lah ya. Kayak you talk negatively about people or something or anything. Tapi if it's every time you meet this person, it's very draining. Capek banget harus ngedengerin itu. And you know, so this is something that ini adalah sesuatu yang juga I wanted to add, sorry. As we grow up, I've come to realize also that we're not the only ones with problems. People around us also have problems, you know what I mean? Jadi, I think it's before we like spill everything, like negative stuff or things like that, I think it's also good to make sure that the person that you want to spill to is in the right headspace and has the mental capacity to listen to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think if the other person, nih, misalnya contoh, I've been on both sides. I've been on the receiving side, but I've also been on the, you know, like dumping all my problems on someone who isn't emotionally in the right headspace. It's very selfish of me. It's like it's only for my own self-gratification at the moment, iya kan? Supaya gue merasa enak aja, tapi gue nggak melihat kondisi orang yang gue trauma dumping on, ngerti kan? So I feel like I think it's a good thing if we really do care about the other person juga untuk melihat orangnya gimana. Contoh nih, misalnya Tiana's dog just passed away. Anjingnya baru meninggal. Terus gue mau ngomong kayak,
Rest in peace, sunshine.
oh my god,
actual dog.
I broke a nail today. Can you imagine that? What would she be thinking? What would you be thinking if I did that?
Is your nail okay? Do you want my nail? No, I'm kidding.
No,
Okay.
she's
Cut that out,
too
cut that out.
nice. She's too nice. Tapi intinya itu, that's the point. Hot take, I know that friends who care about you will always want to listen to you. Even though they're not in the right, like even though they're not feeling so good themselves. Temen yang baik tuh pasti selalu mau ada buat lo, mau selalu dengerin lo. Tapi masalahnya, kadang kita juga harus mengerti kalau mereka lagi nggak bisa. Mereka mau tapi nggak bisa.
Jadi I think self-awareness tuh penting banget. Jadi iya pasti
pertemanan.
ada toxic friendships, tapi kadang-kadang kita juga bisa toxic tanpa
Kita sadari. And doesn't mean toxic behavior, one or two toxic behaviors doesn't make you a toxic person.
Jadi I think going through this podcast, obviously kita udah cerita banyak banget kan. Tapi I think maybe takeaway-nya kita juga harus bedain behavior and the person. Jadi just because someone behaves toxically and the friendship is toxic doesn't mean itu nggak bisa diperbaiki lah.
Yeah.
So sekarang kita coba ngomongin mungkin sedikit how do you navigate a toxic friendship and how do you find a way to survive lah.
Me, personally, I feel honesty is the best policy. I would be transparent with how I'm feeling. Come clean, ngomong aja kayak, Tiana, jujur gue kurang suka lu gini. It makes me feel kayak gini. And then I would see how the other person, I would gauge the other person's reaction, ya. Kalau I feel like asal gue datang yang ngomongnya baik-baik, jelas-jelas, dan not aggressive or hostile. If misalnya Tiana bener peduli tentang gue, or this friend cares about me, pasti dia mau dengerin. She would be open to, you know,
Yeah.
talking about. It's an uncomfortable conversation, but for a better friendship. How to navigate? Number one is be honest with how you feel. Be clear with your intentions. That's the first one. I feel like the second one would be to set boundaries. Kalau emang ini orang ternyata nggak bisa berubah dan nggak mau berubah, we have to protect ourselves. Set boundaries.
Ada beberapa temen aku yang suka kayak calling me out. I think it's important to have friends who can call you out when you're also being toxic atau being complicit in toxicity.
We love you, Russell.
We love you, Russell. Tapi I think it's very, very important kalau someone can call you out.
Yeah.
Terus I think a lot of the times karena aku orangnya nggak suka konflik, sehingga I enable this person to be toxic to other people by not doing anything about it, by not setting any boundaries with them.
I think I ground you a lot.
You
in
ground me a lot as well
boundaries.
as Anna.
Harus cari the balance antara being there for your friend, but also being there for yourself, showing up for yourself. If you know this person no longer serves a purpose in your life and isn't bringing anything to the table, not that friendships have to be based only on that. Tapi kalau she's draining your energy, she's not good for you, she's not good to you, or he's not good to you, I think it's better to just cut it, right?
Yeah.
What do you think?
But I think
As hard as it is, you have to cut the friendship.
yeah. Well, I think that's really good advice. Dokter jadi psikolog sekarang.
Oh my God, otodidak.
This is a very good therapy session.
No, this was good for me.
Do you want a 50% refund?
Okay. No.
Okay.
Not a 50% refund. Apa commission? 50% commission. So that wraps up today's episode. Cukup panjang ya hari ini, tapi nggak apa-apa. I think this is something yang harus lebih sering kita omongin ya. Toxic friendships and how to navigate them.
And how to stop
And how to
being
stop them.
toxic yourself.
Yes.
So-
Stay tuned for our next episodes. We loved having you. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope you get well soon. See you. Bye.
Mwah.